Hello Year 9s and welcome to the PE Pathways presentation. The voice you can hear is Mr. Crowe, subject leader of PE. I hope you and your families are all okay, and I hope you find this presentation useful if you're deciding whether or not to choose PE as one of your options. So I want to bring your attention to the fact that these are both examination subjects. They do not impact your core PE lessons. You will still get your weekly PE even if you don't choose GCSE PE or BTEC Sport. These examination subjects are taught theoretically in the classroom, but will be as practically based as possible. So you will be assessed internally and externally through written tasks or computer-based tasks, but we will try to make them as practical as possible when we're teaching and when you're learning. I also want to bring your attention to the content of these slides being if we were able to deliver the full course. So you may have brothers or sisters or relatives, friends that are currently taking BTEC Sport or GCSE PE, and due to the lockdown restrictions may have had their courses adapted. So these slides are based on us being able to deliver the full course over the 2 years. So the first course I want to talk about is BTEC Sport. So BTEC First Award in Sport by Pearson. This is available to MacArthur and Fines. So both pathways can access this course if they want to. So it is a vocational career-based course. So it gives you an insight into the sports industry, and it is designed to develop transferable skills through assignment tasks. So there are 4 units over the 2 years. So you've got fitness for sport and exercise, which is assessed through an on-screen test. The test can be retaken if students don't get the grade that they're happy with over the 2 years. Units 2, 3 and 6 are assessed by assignments marked by the class teacher. They're in practical performance in sport, principles of personal training and leading sports activities. So you may want to know what you can do with this course in further education. So at King Henry we offer the Level 3 BTEC Sport. We offer a Cambridge National in Sports Science. And if you're wondering of where this might take you after post-16 or college, what careers could BTEC Sport open up for you? If we look at the sports sector specifically, you could go into working into the leisure industry, you could go into sports management, outdoor education, sports business and sports coaching. Now if I was to speak to a past student who had done BTEC Sport, I would notice a difference between them and someone who had done GCSE PE. So a BTEC Sport student would be able to talk about the wide range of experiences that they had done during their course. They'd have confidence and they'd be able to promote themselves. They would be able to coach and lead and show skills and behaviours that employees want. So it's got that vocational element. It really helps students develop the sort of skills that are required in the sports industry, such as teamwork, presenting, problem solving. The course is applied and vocational, and during the 2 years students will develop key skills and knowledge, and they'll demonstrate behaviours to prepare them for that world of work. It's a practical learning experience. Although it's assessed through an examination and through written assignments, as much as possible we would teach it in a practical setting. So the learning experience, students get the opportunity to do things rather than just theory-based learning. The assessments are designed so students can reflect on their own performances and experiences and then bring the learning to life. Really promotes self-confidence, awareness, and students really know their abilities once they've completed the BTEC Sport course. Now the GCSE PE course is available to students who have the pathway of Fines. The GCSE PE is based around new and current topics in the PE world. So it's designed to give students a well-rounded skill set and prepare them for progression to further studies. It is based on 2 exam papers that are taken at the end of year 11. So that all of the content will be taught across year 10 and 11, and then students will be tested at the end of the course on the human body and movement, and paper 2 being the social cultural influences and well-being. So it's very theory heavy. 60% of the course is based on the 2 written examinations at the end of year 11. 40% is non-exam, although 10% of the non-exam assessment is based on a piece of coursework. So where it's advertised as 40% practical, 10% of that practical element is based on students writing a piece of coursework which evaluates their practical performance. So specifically, 30% of it is based on the student's practical ability in PE and sport. So students are assessed in 3 different sports: 1 team, 1 individual, and 1 team or individual. Now, the full list of these activities can be found on a link at the end of this presentation. If you have any questions on what sports can be assessed and you can't see on the link, please email me to clarify. So we do recommend that students play at least 1 sport competitively outside of school or for the school team if they're considering taking GCSE PE, because it is assessed competitively as performers, and the higher marks are awarded to those that are playing at higher levels because they can demonstrate their skills in that competitive environment. Options at Key Stage 5 for GCSE PE students. Again, the Level 3 BTEC is an excellent stepping stone. The A-Level PE, career progressions, apprenticeships, and again in the sports sector specifically, students may go into working in the elite sports industry, so maybe working with teams and athletes, fitness sector, teaching, sports development and wellbeing. So we've got the BTEC Sport being more vocational based, and the GCSE PE giving students a broader insight into PE and sport, but being assessed more heavily with 2 written exams at the end of year 11, but having the practical assessment as well in there. But remembering, students that are considering GCSE PE, I would strongly advise that you are playing competitively in an individual or team sport or activity outside of school. So if we look at the 2 courses there, if you're considering BTEC Sport or GCSE PE, so the GCSE PE obviously has the 2 written exams at the end there, and the BTEC Sport doesn't. Practical assessments, no practical assessment in BTEC Sport. You will be assessed in 3 sports in GCSE PE. On-screen test in BTEC Sport, but not in GCSE PE. And remember, the on-screen test in BTEC Sport can be retaken if students aren't happy with their grade. The GCSE PE 2 written papers occur at the end of year 11. There are coursework assessments in both BTEC and GCSE PE. BTEC being units 2, 3 and 6, coursework assessments marked by the teacher, and GCSE PE, that 10% element of the course where students write about their strengths and weaknesses in a chosen activity. So other than those differences at the start, there is a lot of similarities between the BTEC and the GCSE. So in both courses, students will learn about fitness for sport and exercise. They'll learn about the principles of training. The difference comes after the anatomy and physiology, where a BTEC sports student would have the opportunity to learn how to lead a session, take the session and evaluate their performance, where there isn't any leadership on the GCSE PE. GCSE PE then goes into detail on some other topics that aren't covered on the BTEC. So movement analysis, sports psychology, social culture influences, health, fitness and well-being. So that's where we see the broader depth of information on the GCSE PE compared with the BTEC. I hope that was helpful. I'll put some useful links on this last slide here if you wanted to screenshot or write them down and put them into a search engine. So the first link there will give you the specification of the BTEC sport. The second link under GCSE PE will give you the specification of the GCSE qualification, and the last link there will give you the list of different activities, individual and team, that you can currently be assessed in. So you might do a sport and activity outside of school, but just make sure that it is on that list and it's one we're able to assess if you are able to consider GCSE PE. Thank you for your time. Again, if you've got any extra questions, my email address is at the bottom of that side there, so pcrowe@kinghenry.org.uk. Thank you for listening. Hope everyone's okay.